I don't know why, but I really struggled to answer this email. It was a really nice email. It basically said, oh, I love your brilliant business books. I'm like, yes, kidding. And then it said, as a local business person, do you want to join me on a Friday morning to meet other like-minded business owners? And then my heart sank. That's not my networking strategy. It's not how I win my business. Friday morning is the last thing I want to do, is to go out networking before 9 o'clock. It was simple. I should have said no. But why was it so hard to say no? You know, someone I barely knew but had met through mountain biking, didn't want to offend. And I agonised. I thought, do I tell a white lie? Oh, I'm a bit busy on Friday. And I thought, no, I have to say no, and I have to say no and why, and do it respectfully. And so I did. I said, you know, really appreciate you thinking of me. Very, very kind. I'm going to decline because that's not how I go to market, and this is how I network. Lovely note came back. So why was it so hard to say no? You know, this isn't about bashing what happened to be the BNIs, the 4Ns, the breakfast networking groups. Well, far from it. They do a valuable job, and they're a great way for particularly very small businesses and other businesses, local businesses, to get local business. But still, why was I finding it so hard? And I think it's often we don't want to offend. We don't want to make people feel rejected. We don't want to make ourselves come over maybe as arrogant or rude. And, you know, in a corporate context, it's often because we don't want it to be a career limiting move. And I think when it comes to saying no, which is actually one of the biggest things that can hold you back in success and saying in business, you know, and business and career, being able to say no, but do it in a nice way that doesn't offend, is really hard. And I think the easy way to do is put yourself in their position. You know, very often we forget they're not always expecting a yes. And actually, for a lot of things, we can say no and it's fine. But if you're in one of those career limiting positions, which you may think if you say no, then it's time to understand what are the boundaries of the problem. When do they need the work? What are they actually wanting? And then it's a lot easier to find an alternative to no that isn't yes. And so my recommendation today is, if you're struggling to say no, and actually you need to say no because it's not going to fit your goals and what you're trying to do, then just take a step back, like I did, and think, what's the worst that can happen? Put yourself in the other person's shoes. And if you do that, it'll be a lot easier to say no.